What's going on, YouTube? So wanted to start the video out by saying I know it's been a long time, but I've been taking a little bit of time off from work and everything like that. Spent it with my family. Spent about a week straight or so with my family, and now I'm back to work and stuff. So I'm start to put these videos out again. Um, I wanted to talk about something today, mostly because I'm sitting here in the state itself right now, but that would be California's homeless problem, and it's bad. It is really, really bad. So I guess that President Trump said that he's going to intervene, right? Which basically just equates to him slapping like an EPA violation on the city of San Francisco, because there's so much human trash and human waste that's literally flowing into the Bay Area, which is crazy. But it's not as crazy as it sounds when you're actually in the state and seeing it for yourself. It's everywhere. You have like these makeshift like camps, just all littered down the road. Especially like Los Angeles, you go down to Skid Row, it looks like a third world country. You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of tents made out of tarps. Homeless people are everywhere. San Francisco, you've got human feces and needles littering the street. And I frequent these areas a lot. I come through here probably about once a week. I'm in California quite a lot, mostly against my will, uh, but I'm still having to come here and see it, and it's bad. Now, I understand that it's not. We like to prescribe a lot of motivation to like political opponents, stuff like that, and a lot of people would say, "Oh, well, the Democrats just don't care. They want to keep you in poverty, so you keep voting for them." I don't really think that that's the case. I think it's more just incompetence, blind blind goodwill towards the homeless population, actually. So the California does a lot as far as trying to take care of its homeless population. In fact, in San Francisco, they give them like $500 a month that goes to a debit card, paid for by the city, which is pretty crazy. But hey, it's what they do, I guess, so that they can get food and stuff like that, so they don't starve to death. But um, yeah, no, it's not working. So I I I know that the normal school thought would be, well, you know what, they're on their own. You know what I mean? If they don't want to work, they can starve. Da, da, da. But I think that the stuff plaguing the homeless community is a little bit more nuanced than that. Um, sure, there are people that are lazy. I'm sure that they're out there, but I don't really think that's the vast majority. I think mostly you have three different types of people sitting in the homeless community, um, and those are drug addicts, right? And yeah, I know it was their choice to shoot that heroin and get addicted and whatnot, but that that doesn't mean that just because they made that one bad choice, we should just cast them off to the side. I mean, it's not like they're diddling kids or, murdering folk or anything like that. So I think that we should try to help those people that want to be helped. Um, but anyways, you have addiction, and then you have mental problems, huge amounts of mental problems in the homeless community. Um, the homeless community itself is the people are crazy, and I don't know if they become homeless because they're crazy, or if they become crazy because they're homeless. Which begets which. But it's there, right? There's definitely some mental illness issues in the homeless community. So you have that, and then you have people that just bad on their luck. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe their wife left them, took everything. A million different things, and they're just trying to make it somehow. So I think that I have a pretty good idea for this. Might help everybody. Not everybody. You'll never help everybody, but help the majority of the homeless community in a way that would be beneficial and also agreeable to all parties involved. So the number one step, right, would you would need people to go into the homeless community and identify those with mental health issues. Um, I don't think that it's right that you let people, right. I don't want to call them lunatics because that's got a very bad derogatory term, but people that aren't in their right mind sometimes need to be helped to get into the right mindset, whether it be through therapy or prescription drugs. They're schizophrenic, and you don't want to just leave those people alone for the sake of, well, they're not asking to be helped. You know what I mean? The people that are mentally incognizant enough to warrant intervention should be brought to a mental hospital, something like that. Start getting them on the regiment to be better, if possible, right? And then institute a program where instead of paying these people $500 a month for just simply existing, right? You already have the problem that your city needs to be completely cleaned of human crap and piss and trash. So what you do is you take that community that is making that problem and you have them clean that problem, right? Give them a job, a minimum wage, whatever your minimum wage is now, $30, $40 an hour, however high it is in California these days. But pay them minimum wage, right? And to go out and clean these cities, maybe do some what's called area beautification. You know what I mean? Because it needs it. Get that program going, right? To where they're having to earn that money that you're trying to give them anyways, right? But at the same time, they're helping solve the problem that they created. So you have them do that, but you don't just pay them that money, right? So one of the big issues that's plaguing California is extremely high cost of living, and it's worse in some areas of the state than others. San Francisco, for instance, sometimes a 2-bedroom little 600 square foot condo run you $250,000, and I know that sounds crazy, but look it up. It'll blow your mind. The housing prices are just absurd. In fact, I believe the poverty line for San Francisco is at $100,000 a year. So if you make less than $100,000 a year, you are either homeless or on the edge to be homeless, right? So you take these people, right, and you build like military style bays, right? Where it's open style. You have male, female, family bays, so you don't have to like split up the families or whatever, but you have these style of bays. Build them outside of San Francisco, 30, 40 miles south, and then have people that are volunteering or working there through the state drive these people into the town in order to clean, right? Then they drive back, you provide their shower, their food, stuff like that, and then when they're not working, you provide them life skills, almost like a halfway house, and start taking that money that you're paying them, but putting it into a savings account that they can't touch until the program is over, right? During that time, you need to start looking to find a way to relocate these individuals towards lower cost of living places in the state, getting them a job lined up, getting them housing lined up, having that nice little savings account nest egg, right? And you start helping the people out that way through the sweat of their own brow, so to speak. And also get those drug addicts and start sending them to rehab. It's not jail. Don't send them to 3 days in jail, or you know what I mean. They're going to be right back out there. Send them to a rehab. California has one of the highest tax systems in the country. Just the state tax is like 11%, plus every other type of communist tax they want to throw onto it. Why not actually do something with it, right? Instead of trying to build this $2 billion super train that's running through, you know what I mean? Instead of taking care of hiding illegal immigrants from the federal government, right, and providing funds to those people, how about you take it and focus it on the American citizens? You're already taxing people anyways. You already have those tax systems in place, right? And somehow your economy is still surviving. Now take it, right, to boost up the homeless population out from homelessness and get an even larger boost to your economy. I think that this would be a really good program, good way to go about it, other than just handing out free things. It gets people in gear of working, you know what I mean? It gets them in the mindset of planning out their lives. It sets them off with a nice nest egg. You can even contract those bays out to other cities, because the whole local politics things gets kind of crazy when it comes to zoning. But you can contract it out to one of the other towns or cities, take some of that big San Francisco, Palo Alto money that you got going on, and inject that into other communities, get those communities boosted up because they're providing this service. And then you're just, you know, helping feed and clothe the homeless through their own work. I think that might be a really good way to go about it. So and maybe you'll stop getting things like the bubonic plague and leprosy down in Skid Row. And who knows? It might be crazy, but I think it's something to look into. Other than that, just want to ask y'all, if you like this video, go ahead, share it out, hit that like button, definitely hit subscribe, and I'll be putting these out with a little bit more consistency now. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. All right, take it easy.